opportunity that we can't pass on.
Naru au maororo te tai whakarākau, tārawarawa ana te moana pipipi, hu keri keri ana te tai kiutana. E te iwi, tūtakarere wā kia matāra. Ko manu hui a tēnei e tuakene e kōrero nei kia kūtau e te iwi e hikama. Tēnā kūtau katoa. Kia ora.
No mai haere mai, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2025 National Secondary School Softball Championship. We have a Diamond 1 action with Rosehill taking on Whitby. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Gary Rohihi for Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting. Joining me, as you've just heard, as our te reo specialist and bringing the colour, Manu Huia Bennett. Welcome along, Manu Huia. Lovely to hear from you today. Beautiful day here at Fraser Park. We've got a very important game for these girls here. Of course, we've got the girls and boys championships running along here, as well as the Division 2 championship. So an awful lot on here at Fraser Park and an awful lot to get through. We have Rosehill out there fielding, taking on Whitby, and this is 1v2 for the right to go to the grand final. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the major semi-final. Manu, what do you expect out of this ball game?
I te mea he semi-final tēnei, ko te tūmana kua eke taumata, ko taumata tike te tū o ene o ngā kōhine. Tēnei te whakaute atu ki ngā rōpū tokorua, kāti ake e mihi ana ki a rātou nei kai whakaako.
Awesome, and out there, of course, we've got the, we'll introduce you to the Blue Crew first. There you see their tag there on the screen. At home plate, we've got Lucy Pearce. First base is Bridget Baker. Sandra Stager patrolling out at third. And our Softball New Zealand scorer, Alison Kensington. That's the official crew in this one. We'll just kick you off quickly with the Whitby batting lineup just before things get underway here in the ball game. We'll start with the lead-off hitter for Whitby, number 5, Alice Smits, followed by Bella Coxon, Sapphira Schultz, Georgia Keel comes in before Kim Orupa, Aria Tasi, then Dakota Simons, Ali Kay, and rounding out their order is Scarlett Morrison. Defensively out there for Rosehill, out of right field, Ainsley Kairua, Acadia Nathan Kaihu at centre, Eleanor Paikea at left, Janaya Nathan Kaiho at shortstop. In the hot corner, it's Chelsea Tapuni. Second base is Maya Lemon, Sienna Dufty at first base. Doing the pitching out there is Skylar Breeze Joyce, and she's pitching to Trinity Waiwiri Toka. Couple of lineups in secondary schools, Manu. We don't often get a lot of time to follow secondary school softball. A lot of the girls in both teams I am familiar with, but there are some very new names out there for me as well.
Ai tautoko. He pai te kite i ngā kōhine, ngā tauira hau, e uru paki ana ki ene o ngā kaupapa ka pai. Ka tikara.
Well, the game's about to get underway. We've got Skylar Breeze Joyce out there pitching into Trinity Waiwiri Toka. Quite an experienced pitcher-catcher combo out there, or as we like to call them, the battery. First pitch is fouled back by lead-off hitter Alice Smits for Whitby Collegiate. Whitby in their dark blue uniforms and Rosehill in their red and black uniforms. Absolutely gorgeous day here at Fraser Park. It's warm. There was a little bit of cloud earlier, but the sun's burning that off. Second pitch, inside for a ball, one strike. Alice Smith's out there continuing to go to work for Whitby. Swing and a miss, and there's the first out for Whitby. Alice Smith strikes out, heads back to the dugout as the first out here in the ball game. Nice work by Skylar Breeze-Joyce to get going in this one.
Ai ka tika, ko pai ngā mahi te wānei, pai te whakarongo ki te whakanuitanga o ngā tīma.
That'll bring to bat number 1, Bella Coxon. Bella doubles up as the pitcher for Whitby. One down here, top of the first innings. Sorensen Field we are at here at Fraser Park Ballpark. We've seen some exciting action already on Diamond 1. We've just seen a quarter-final game between one of the local Hutt Valley teams and the team from Wanganui. So this is the 1v2 game. My take from that is that if you lose this, 2 stays in the tournament, and we'll play the winner of the 3v4 game. Having said that, that means they'll have to play an extra game.
Hey.
Possibly the 5 o'clock game tonight, or maybe even early tomorrow morning. As we see a walk picked this time, it's Bella Coxon, experienced local girl, who gets down to first base. She'll be replaced by number 3, Sapphira Schultz. Interesting to see Manu, a lot of pressure on in a semi-final. There'll be some young players out there that are unused to the sort of pressure of semi-final or national tournament.
Aye.
Be interesting to see how they respond. This one's hit hard out to second base, can't make the catch. She flipped it over to second, who can't take that either. The runner's run all the way round to third. And the batter has gone to second.
Ararai, te iwi, te taumata e kōrero nei he tātou o ene o ngā kōhinu, he taumata pai.
Nice base running out there from the Whitby girls. That brings number 2, Georgia Keel, up to bat for Whitby. Early options out there for coach Kitty Shaw. Vastly experienced player and coach. Heading up the Whitby Brains Trust. Directing things out here for her athletes. That one straight through the middle. Did a good job of realigning our camera.
Mā mātou tērā e whakaitika ai.
Occupational hazard for some of the hardware we've got to work with. 5 cameras in operation out there, bringing you all the play and all the angles. Showing you that once again, the Hutt Valley Softball Association have put on a real picture for us. And there's the slow motion. That one dropped into the dirt. That was that foul. One ball, 2 strikes. This one's fouled back. Count will stay the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the first innings. Whitby with opportunities out there at second base and third base in scoring positions.
Ai, ka tika tō kōrero he mea nui tēnei o ngā kēmu. Pai tū, pai hinga, ko tēnei o ngā kēmu. Ka whakatū tārewa te tīma toa.
It's a nice pitch, just a little bit too low in the zone for umpire Pierce to call it a strike. You'd be, as a coach, you'd probably be reasonably disappointed if you didn't convert in this situation. Put some runs on the board.
Ai.
Good battle out there now. Georgia Keel swinging at anything close, fouling it back, staying in the game out there.
Ai, ko te mea nui kia wepua. Oh, wepua ka
Stays
tika.
in there. One of the things early on you see batters aim to do, Manu, is take pitches deep into counts. The more you can get them throw, especially early on,
Ai.
it generally pays dividends at the other end of the game. Good to see Hutt Valley's chairman of the board out there, Mr. Easthope, patrolling out there, making sure the ground's all perfect. Robbie, nice to see you. Three balls, 2 strikes. Georgia Keel proving to be a tough out for Rosehill here. 1 down. Nice job out there. Skylar Breeze Joyce strikes out Georgia Keel for the 2nd out in the innings. Bring to bat number 8, Kim Orupa. 2 down now. Runners at 2 and 3. There's the replay of that pitch, just a little bit up in the zone. And Keel unable to catch up to it.
Ai, Māori, kei mua I te oho Māori, me mihi ka tika kia koutou e mā taki ana. Tēnā koutou.
Good velocity on that pitch from Skylar. Nice job. This one comes low and inside. And it is number 8, Kim Orupa for Whitby College, who's up to bat now. And Safira is going to head back to the dugout. She is the catcher, so she gets to go back and run. Pitcher and catcher get to go back and get ready for the next innings. And the 2-out rule. One ball, no strikes. Pitcher and batter ready to go. It's a hard swing at a dropping pitch. Nice comeback. Of course, Skylar pitching into Trinity Waiwiri Toka. Doing a nice job of calling the spots for her pitcher.
Ai, tōna tere o te pio o te pōrora. And that's what you want. Speed.
Here we go. The battle is instigated now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. I'm going to be careful of those ones. Turn your back and a runner can take 60 feet. Just like that.
And me tāra rātou. I've got 2.
Yeah, that's right. Sun low in the zone. Waiwiri Toka does a good job to stop that from going past. Nice work by the catcher. A mistake at this stage could cost them a run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one's hit back to the pitcher. She can't take it. Oh. She's running it out now, and the out is called.
Waho.
There we go. She had time after the fumble to make the out at 3, which means the run won't score. And there we go. The top of the first inning complete. As they head into the dugout, we'll be back with more action in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The top half of the first innings is complete. No score in the ball game in this very important game here at Sorensen Field, Fraser Park. We have a beautiful day for the semi-final. The winner here between Rosehill College and Whitby Collegiate will, of course, go on to the grand final tomorrow. That won't be it, of course, for the team that loses. They will go on to play the third and fourth semi-final. I'll play the winner of that for the right to be the other grand finalist.
Aye.
Now we'll just quickly read you the Rosehill batting lineup. They will be led off by number 8, Trinity Waiwiri Toka, Sienna Dufty, then Janaya Nathan Kaiho, Skylar Breeze Joyce, Acadia Nathan Kaiho, Maya Lemon, Ainsley Kaima, Chelsea Tapuni. Rounding out their order is Azalea Pahidi. Defensively out there for Whitby, we'll start with their pitcher, Bella Coxon, pitching to Sapphira Schultz, at Ardia Tassi at first base, Georgia Keel at second, at third is Scarlett Morrison, Kim Morupa at shortstop, and we have Ali Kay at left field, Alice Smits at centre field, and Dakota Simons at right, defensively for Whitby Collegiate. That ball started high and dropped low very fast. Might have caught a little bit of the strike zone. Probably a little bit late. No balls, 2 strikes. As it is Bella Coxon going to work out there on the mound.
Ko tā te pōro ki waho I te tapawhā.
She's pitching into Sapphira Schultz. That one through the zone for a strike. Well, of course, these players out of these teams could be all ages out there. I happen to know the family of young number 13, Aria Moore, who's on the bench for collegiate, and I know she's only 12 years old, so you've probably got 12 to about 17 out there, so quite a range of ages. Shout out to Aria and her family. Lovely to see her along.
And I think one of the schools start from year 7 all the way to year 13.
Yeah, that will be correct, won't it? I think that might even be Whitby. I know I've got one of my own mokos at Otaki College.
Goodbye.
And that starts at year 7, goes all the way through.
And with that comes a lot of numbers of students to pick for a softball team, you know?
It does. You'll have some very experienced players. You know, I struggle with the years. I'm still old enough to remember forms.
5th form, 6th form.
6th form and 7th form, yeah. But yeah, year 13 and year 12, all the way down in some cases to year 7. So there you go. But a 12-year-old playing Division 1 at this level, which can be extremely competitive, good on her.
Aye.
This time it's a bunt. It goes back to the pitcher. She takes it nicely for the outer one, but not before Trinity Waiwuri Toka makes her way around to second base. Nice job to move the runner. That'll bring to bat number 11, Janaya Nathan Kaiho. Nice pitch out there. That must have been close. Called a ball. Lucy Pearce behind the plate. Umpire got the best view of anyone out there. Ours is not too much different though, is it, Manu? We're right behind the batters. This one hit it again. It's the pitcher that has to field it. And again, she's up to the play. And again, it is Rosehill who move a runner now to third base. They have a scoring opportunity of their own. 2 down here in the bottom of the first innings.
Ai, me mihi ka tika ki a Trinity. Koe whakanui a ia I tōna tūnga. Haere ki te papatua tai, ki te papatua toru.
You're right, she's done exactly what she's needed to do to get herself into that scoring position. This time it's the pitcher, Skylar. Skylar Breeze Joyce up to bat, number 15. And you would have seen if you, you wouldn't have seen, but in between the break and the boys' last game and the girls' game here, they've put in a temporary fence, which brings the hitting distance to 67 metres, which is the girls' distance, as opposed to what the boys are asked to hit, which is out around 75, 77. So it will be interesting to see. I'm certain there will be girls throughout the tournament who are going to be capable of launching it over that fence.
Ai, tērā te mea nui o te tāngaitanga o te wahine o te tāne I roto I nei kēmu.
Nice pitch. She's pulled the strings on that one. Taken the pace off it. And she got Skylar following that one. Two balls, one strike. Well done there by the batter. Got that ball right up on her hands. fending it off for a foul.
Ai, ka pai Skylar.
2 balls, 2 strikes. We have a battle. There's a nice pitch. And Skylar just watches that one go past for a strike. And that is a strike out there now for 3 out here in the first innings. 1 complete. No score in the ball game as we head to the second innings. We'll be back with more action in just a minute.
Okay. Let's go then, eh?
You want a chess champion? The dark horse?
Deep down, that's all we want. Just freedom.
Sucker, you better watch out, you fool.
I often think of my cousin.
She didn't have anyone.
She had us.
You're pretty beautiful.
Same.
We're going to get you back, Mata. I promise.
Kiriata no Aotearoa, ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark here in the heart of the Hutt Valley. We've got an absolutely beautiful day for softball. Rosehill College taking on Whitby here in the grand semi-final. The final for one of these teams to go to the grand final. And Whitby up to bat now. 1 inning complete and no score in the ball game. This one is hit out to right field. It's gotten past the fielder out there. She's turned around and running after it. This should enable her to go all the way to 3.
Ka
She
pai.
turns, stands up at 3
Ka
on a
mau
nice
te
hit.
wehi.
Ariatasi, nice hit out to right field to earn herself a stand-up triple. Up to bat, number 16, Dakota Simons. In that very vivid pink helmet. Definitely going to see her coming when she runs around if she runs around the bases.
Ai, can see that from miles away.
I do have some stats in front of me for these girls for Rosehill College. As their batters come up, I'll just mention them. I've also got Whitby, of course, they're batting right now. Ariatasi, who just hit that triple, for example. 14 plate appearances for a batting average of 462.
Ka pai.
It is absolutely excellent. Very, very good. So that underlines there. 462 gets her 4th place in her batting lineup. If you can believe that, there are 3 other batters that are batting slightly higher than her on their averages. This time the bunt is dropped. It's Skylar that picks it up. She tries to hold the runner up, but not in time. The throw comes in. It is accurate. And the runner slides. Ariatasi becomes the first run in the ball game. Whitby ahead, 1-0. Dakota Simons got thrown out at one. One down, but she's done her job, Manu. She scored that runner.
Ai, Aria Tasi me mihi nui ka tika kia koe. Oma. Ai, tere hoki te oma.
Nice running by Ariatasi there. And the slide, absolutely perfect. Straight in underneath the tag. Number 14, Ali K, up to bat for Whitby now. Whitby Collegiate, of course, in the old, out on the old Whitby Golf Course site out at Porirua. They took it over after the Whitby Golf Course ceased to exist. Ali K ready to go. Watches that one's a nice pitch from Skylar. Low on the inside, very hard to hit. Good spot.
Ai, tino pai ngā mahi o Ali. Doing good.
There's the change up that strikes out Ali K for the second out. It's going to bring to bat number 4, Scarlett Morrison. And this game showing all the signs of being a very close one.
Ai.
As you would expect in a major semi-final like this.
Well, ko tahi piro ki Whitby, 1-0 to Whitby.
This one shoots through on the inside for a ball. Just one of those pitches that asks the batter politely to step away from the home plate.
Hei whakatina nei I tana mahi. Ooh, te piu o te rākau.
Yeah, you might have called maybe some early jitters that allowed Whitby runners on 1 and 2 in the first innings. They've scored a run in the second innings, but Skylar Breeze-Joyce appears to be getting stronger as the ball game goes on.
Right.
Not tempting the batter with that one up out of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the second innings.
Ai, ko te mea nui kia mau ngā piro I tēnei o ngā wā. Just saying that really important to get all those jitters out.
Yeah, you can shake them out sometimes, but some players feed off them too as well. You get some athletes who like to be on edge. And then, of course, there's plenty of others who just like to be relaxed. Try and listen to some tunes and things before the game starts. Just try and relax out. It's all about the individual, how they like to respond.
Ka tika, ai.
Feeding the backs. There we go. The third out is done. Another strikeout. 3 down now, and we have the top of the second with Whitby taking the lead in this ball game, courtesy of an excellent triple by Aria Tasi, who then crossed home plate for a 1-0 lead to Whitby. We'll be back with more action in just a minute.
Tēnā huta. Kei ngā kaimumu reo, kei ngā potoro te reo, nau mai huki mai ki tēnei o ngā pāpāhotanga. E Gary, kia ora.
Kia ora, thanks for that. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the second innings. It is Rosehill batting, looking to see if they can answer the run scored. The top of the second innings by Whitby, who lead this ball game by 1-0. Up to bat, number 5, Acadia, Nathan Kaiho. Swings at a pitch through the middle of the zone. Can't get contact. Bella puts another one through the zone. This time it's going to shallow centre field. And there's a nice stand-up single.
Aye.
Acadia, Nathan Kaiho out there. None down. Prime start for Rosehill. Exactly what they would have wanted. The lead-off hitter getting on base.
Wau ki tā taku pepa, tai ana te kite. He tuahine tā Acadia ko Janea. Just saying there might be two sisters in this group.
Yeah.
Janea and Acadia. Nathan Kaiho whānau. E mihi ana.
One of the features of our... Oh, look, there's a peg off at first base. She packed up just a little bit too far. We'll probably see that again. There's the throw. She has gone way too far. And there's a nice pickup at first base for the first out. Acadia, just a little bit of lapse in concentration. Just goes to show you, Manu, just what it takes, you know, to you lapse just a little bit.
Aye.
And sometimes it's just a game of inches. Nice catch for the second out. Maya Lemon, that was number 6. And that's going to bring to bat number 9, Ainsley. I'll get that name for you.
Kairua.
Kairua.
Ainsley Kairua. Ai, me whakanui tātou I te kaihopu, engari me whakanui tātou anō ki I a rātou e pau ana I te pōro.
Our nice start to the innings for Whitby.
Aye.
After Rosehill got that early hit, they're now 2 down in pretty quick time. We see a ball over the top. It's a little bit high.
Engari ka taia koe te kite I te pōro e arorangi. You can see the ball dips late.
Yeah, it does dip late. You know, obviously the Blues got the benefit of seeing just how late that ball's dipping. We see it into the catcher's glove, which is already a couple of feet behind the plate. And that pitch just judged to be a little bit high in the zone, that previous pitch. This one's hammered hard into the ground as the pitcher that fields it. She's not going to be in time this time. The overthrow is backed up out there by the right field, Dakota Simons.
Aye, ka pai.
2 down, they've got their runner back at 1. Chelsea Tapuni it is, up number 2 for Rosehill College. And the steal's on, the throw comes, it's a long way out. And the tag is affected. Nice work by the Whitby infield to affect the third out. And that innings went by in the blink of an eye. And it was Ainsley Kai Aurua who becomes the third out in that inning.
Ai, ka pai kia tiko ki me mihi atu ki aua kōhine, especially those ones outfield.
No score now in the innings. We've got 2 innings complete. We'll head to the top of the third when we come back in just a minute.
Kia ora.
I'm Trevor Johnson and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees. 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now into the third innings of this major semi-final between Rosehill College and Whitby Collegiate. It's Whitby that cling to a slim lead by 1-0 in this ball game. Up to bat for them now is number 5, Alice Smits. They're back at the top of their order. We're now in the third innings, and that means we've got a special guest in the booth. That is Rebecca Taylor, the chief umpire for the tournament. Rebecca, welcome along. Lovely to see you.
Hi guys, it's nice to be here.
We see the bunt. Not quite out of the box, that bunt. Doesn't quite make it. She'll have to come back. Rebecca, the secondary school tournament's one of the bigger tournaments in terms of numbers. How much of a big job is that for you?
Oh, look, it's been quite a massive job because it's at the end of the season. A lot of umpires have come off things like the NFC and the women's and men's opens. It's a bit of a struggle at times to get umpires, but we end up with a mixture of some younger umpires and some older umpires. And we had 3 people pull out before the tournament, and one of our umpires has currently gone down with the virus.
Oh, no.
So it's been interesting doing the appointments.
I was going to say, you have to sit down and then juggle around
Correct.
and try and make sure everybody gets games and breaks.
Correct. Try not to give everyone too many games in a row. And even the chief umpire has done some games.
Which normally doesn't happen, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Well, out there at the moment, it is Rosehill 1-0 down here in the third innings. We've got Rebecca Taylor. Rebecca, without giving away too many of your secrets, how long have you been an umpire?
So I played softball till I was 41, tore my Achilles, did a couple of seasons coaching. I decided I wasn't a coach, and I started umpiring in 2004, so 21 years now.
Wow. You know, I think 2004 sounds reasonably recent, but 21 years. That's fantastic. Who'd you play softball for?
I was playing in Dubai, so
Oh, wow.
I played softball in the UK, but then played in Dubai. And Dubai softball fields are fantastic. There's 2 full-size baseball fields and 4 softball diamonds going from T-ball up to men's and women's.
It's incredible. I had no idea they played softball in Dubai. Fantastic.
Well, the games start like at 9 o'clock in the evening because that's the
Coolest part of the day. It makes sense, doesn't it? You're in the desert. There we see a fly ball out to right field. It's going to find the grass, and it's also going to beat the fielder out there. And it is Bella Coxon who makes her all the way around to second with 1 down here in the third innings. So the tournament so far, Rebecca, how have you found it? Quality, you know, the games?
Yeah, it's been a good tournament. The Div 1 boys teams have been very, very close.
Yep.
The Div 2 boys games have been very interesting. There's been some good hitting and things. And there seems to be a little bit of a gap between some of the girls' teams. But I think the most important thing is that the best teams always get to the 1 and 2 and 3 positions.
Yeah, it's sort of the cream sort of rises to the top.
Correct, yeah.
In tournaments like this. I haven't had much to do with secondary school tournaments either as in commentary since my own kids were playing, which is over a decade or so ago now. But nice to see. But you do tend to get a range of playing styles and playing experiences, newbies to very experienced in teams, don't you?
Yes, precisely. And I think everyone should treat it really as a learning and training opportunity, because there's a lot of coaches that probably don't normally coach softball and some children that don't play softball. And we use it to bring young umpires through as well. We've got a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old in this tournament, so that's good for the future of umpiring.
It's fantastic. You got an umpire there that's younger than half the players probably, and they're secondary school students, so that's amazing. And how's he enjoying it? And how did he manage to get time off school to do it?
Well, of course, it's their school sports. So,
Yeah, true, absolutely.
I had to write some very nice letters to the schools to ask them to come down and umpire. But it's a learning opportunity for both of them, and that's great.
Fantastic that we're getting kids of that age who are keen to be officials in our game.
Absolutely. So the youngest umpire of the tournament is 14, and the oldest is currently on third base, and she's knocking on to well past pension age.
Well, of course, secondary schools bookends kind of is going to this year bookend the season for New Zealand players, but you had some umpires go through qualification at the recent nationals.
Correct. So I think there were 6 umpires from, or maybe 8, who went down to do their WSBC, and all but 2 of them got qualified. So that's fantastic as well for our sport.
That is amazing, and that means that they're able to be chosen for the World Series or other international
They progress towards that now.
Yep.
So they have to do a certain number of games and high-level games, and then they can be apply for World Championships and World Championship qualifying. So that's great.
I think we're very lucky in this country. I've always said it in commentary. We're very well served by our Blues. They're high quality all the way through, and I think we're very lucky. Rebecca, I want to thank you for coming along. Fantastic to have you there and sharing your wisdom with us.
No, it's good to be here. It's fantastic.
We'll leave it at that for now, though, and we'll ask Manu to come back in. Thank you very much, Rebecca Taylor.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Whitby it is 1-0 up over Rosehill. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the batter, 1 out, and a runner all the way around at third base for Whitby, who will be looking to convert. Welcome back, Manu.
Kia ora.
There we go. It is a Skylar Breeze Joyce. Rears back, gets ready to go again. And for Whitby, it is Sapphira Schultz, the catcher, going to work out there. Bella Coxon all the way around at a third base. Catching up after that fine talk with Rebecca. Manu, we are well served with some world-class umpires in this country. And they do a fantastic job right throughout all our tournaments.
Ai, tautoko, e mihi ana ki a rātou, whakaute te mihi atu ki a rātou, ko taumata tike ngā mahi te rangi nei o tira te kaupapa. Just acknowledging them for their work here, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate that. Of course, we're a sport, we're the grassroots of grassroots sports. You know, everything's usually... volunteer. We exist on our volunteers, so we'll do a shout out to our ground staff as well, who are always responsible for keeping the tournaments ticking over. As we see the runner that earns the walk trots all the way around to second base. That was all just a bit pedestrian, that wasn't it? Manages to get to second. So Whitby with 1 down now. Runners at 3 and 2. Georgia Keel it'll be who drops the bunt. The squeeze plays on, and that is fine execution by Whitby to score what will be the second run for them in the ball game. Manu, that's a fantastic bump we see there on the replay.
Ai. He āhua ua te mahi taua mahi. Just saying, it's a bit hard, you know, you don't know where to manoeuvre your hands on the bat. Sometimes clip.
Some of these girls, and I've noticed it a lot this year, that bunting has really taken up a leap in its execution, especially in the girls' game. They have all become very good at bunting. Obviously, the coaching and training that goes into it. But I talked about it earlier, and Kerry Shaw, who just called that squeeze for her team, you know, her own athletes are giving her options by having the bodies on base, and she can then make some decisions about how she executes and how they execute the tactics of their game. This one's hit hard out to right field. The right field has gotten behind this one, stops it from going any further, but it doesn't stop the runner from scoring. Nice work. And now Whitby, who have stepped up with their batting. Georgia Keel it is who drives in the run, 3-0. Whitby leading the ball game now over Rosehill. Well, dangerous time, I think, for Rosehill right now. It's only 3-0, so it's definitely not out of a team's reach. We're still early in the ball game.
Aye, tika.
But they certainly won't want to be letting too many more runs score. You know, with 4 innings to go, 3 runs is manageable. Much more above that, and then you start having to, get pressure to score in every innings. Outs become precious. Nice pitch. We see the steel's on. It's come off the fielder out there. It's gone out to right field. And again, it is Whitby who helped themselves to some fine base running.
Aye.
And have a runner at third base.
Mai te tūnga tuatahi ki te tūnga tuarua a toru, ko Kim Aurupa tēnā.
It is Kim Orupa with 2 outs, my apologies. Still catching up after that interview with Rebecca. Number 19, Aria Tasi up to bat. 2 down. Whitby looking threatening. There's a fine comeback.
Aye.
And, of course, let's not forget it was Aria that hit that triple in the previous innings to score the first run.
Ahua rangirua te katoa, bit confused on the field.
Looking for a call on the strikes and balls. 1-1. And you can definitely see a change in the attitude of the Whitby batters.
Aye.
They're going hard at that ball now.
Kei te kimi rātou I te keti, they're looking for a fence.
Yeah, could be looking to go long. Always enjoy seeing the ball. It's great for the fans to see the ball clearing their fence.
Aye.
But there we go. This is one hit shallow left field. The field is already up. She makes no mistake about catching it. And Ariatasi becomes a third out here in the third innings. And it is Whitby who have now stolen a little bit of a march on Rosehill and lead the ball game by 3-0. We'll see what Rosehill can do in reply when we come back in just a minute.
Kia ora.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now into the bottom of the third innings. It's Rosehill who are up to bat here at Fraser Ballpark. It is major semi-final. Whitby leading the ball game over Rosehill by 3-0. And it is Rosehill who need to do something in reply in this innings to see how we go. It is number 2, Chelsea Tapuni, who is up to bat for Rosehill.
Ai, ka tika rā, tēnā koe Gary, nau mai huki mai te iwi ki tēnei o ngā whiringa whāiti.
Rosehill out of Auckland.
Yes.
There we go.
Papakura? Yeah, Papakura. Ooh, I got it.
Yeah, well, you were a lot closer to when you went to school than I am.
Well, and then Whitby Collegiate, obviously from Whitby and Purirua.
Yeah, that's correct. Nice pitch on the just on that outside tram line. And it is Bella Coxon, who's settled nicely into her work now. Who's hitting some good spots. Safira Schultz doing the calling behind the dish. Well backed up, the Whitby team so far in the ball game, Manu, from some sharp work in the field.
Ai, ka taia koe te kite I te ita o te rōpū nei, te team Whitby Collegiate. I'm just saying you can see the sense of urgency in Whitby.
Yeah, it's like game faces on, you know.
Aye.
Yeah, at the moment, these things can change very quickly. Usually it just takes a swing of the bat. And from what I've seen of Rosehill so far, they're definitely capable of doing that.
Ai, ka tika.
Nice pitch. That one just gets the batter chasing as it was just up out of the zone. And that's always a sign that a pitcher is getting into their work when they start getting batters to chase pitching out of the zone. Two balls, one strike, one out here in the bottom of the third innings. You see Bella just consciously trying to keep the pitching away from the hitting zone of the Rosehill girls.
Ai, and ka taia koe te kite I te Azalea. Good eye.
Yes, she is. She's shown some good judgment. There's one through the zone that she doesn't catch up with. Good change of pace too. She throws one in every so often that's a little bit harder.
Aye.
But her general pace is just a couple of clicks below that. And then, of course, she seems to possess a good change-up. There's a nice job, Bella Coxon. 2 strikeouts in a row for 2 outs. Top of the order for Rosehill, Trinity Waiwiri Toka up to bat. Tall athlete. She's got the levers to hit the ball hard.
Aye.
Some good judgment by the umpire out there. Those outside pitches must be close to the corner of the plate, but she's been very consistent, which is exactly what you want.
Well, ko Trinity te kaiepa. Trinity is the pitcher for the opposing team, and
Catcher. Skylar is the pitcher for the...
Trinity.
Oh, sorry. For Rosehill?
For Rosehill.
Skylar
Skylar.
is the pitcher. Trinity Waiwiri Toka is the catcher.
Akabai.
Nice. It's all right, Money. That's what I'm here for, mate.
Hey.
You correct me, I correct you. But you're right. As a catcher, she should pretty much automatically know where her strike zone is. I've always thought to be a catcher in softball, Manu, you've either got to be crazy or the smartest person on the field. As we see a fine hit, this time it's gone all the way to the right field fence, and she is fast. Ladies and gentlemen, she is fast. She's made a turn. She's coming in. There's an in the diamond home run from Trinity Waiwiri Toka to get Rosehill up and running in this ball game.
Ka tika hoki, tōna tere. So fast, so good.
So quick. Wow. In the end, that throw, even if it was accurate, wasn't going to get her. We see the replay. That is a fine piece of hitting. It bisects centre and right field all the way out to the fence. By the time she's thrown it, she's already halfway to 3. And, of course, the throw home wasn't accurate. Fine piece of softball by Trinity Waiwiri Toka. Young lady that I have seen play in a number of tournaments throughout the country.
Ai, ka tika hoki me whakanui a tau mema o te tīma nei. Trinity, ka tika, tēnā koe.
Sienna Duffy, it is to bat now with Rosehill launching a reply of their own to the 3 runs that Whitby have scored, underlining why this is a major semi-final. And we did talk about one swing of the bat could get things going for Rosehill, and that's exactly what's happened. That was a nice pitch. That just seemed to hang out outside the plate, and it just dipped back into the plate. I don't know how she did that. She needs to bottle that one. That was fantastic. Well, there we go, Rosehill. They've replied to Whitby. 3 runs to 1 it is. Whitby still ahead. The lead has been cut to 2.
Aye.
Trinity Waiwiri Toka. Just want to mention that, of course, I've got a few stats here in front of me. 13 plate appearances for 12 at-bats, 10 hits, 7 RBIs. As we see, that hit's found the grass out of centre field. It is the centre fielders who are running back out towards it. And we got another fast runner on the diamond. She makes it all the way around to third base. Sienna Duffy, the top order for Rosehill, really producing for their team right now.
Ai, me matara Whitby, te mea kei te papatua toru wai a Sienna.
Sienna Duffy. Janaya Nathan Kaiho, it is up to bat now. What I was going to say about Trinity is she is batting .833.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't give her one swing because you know, based on that average, her second swing is going to hit the ball. She's about as close as 1 for 1 as you can get, batting 1,000. This one through the zone. It is hit down the first base line. It goes foul. 833, that is incredible. Unbelievable. See, look, Sienna Duffy, who just hit that triple at centre field there, she's batting 313. Now, you would think that sounds anemic besides 833, but that is excellent in a tournament like this. 313 is fantastic.
Ai, whakātu ana te pūkenga, just display of skills there.
Of course, batting 313 means that you're gaining a hit every third turn at bat, which is a great effort.
Might have to give you a few pointers, Gary, on that one.
On batting?
Everything.
When it comes to players softball, there's plenty of guys out there to give me a few pointers.
Hey.
I think I first picked up a glove around about 1971, something like that.
Ooh.
and have been involved in the sport ever since. So there you go.
Ka pai.
So we've got Janaya at bat now. She would like to improve on that average, and she's done just that by driving in another run for Rosehill, who now have cut this lead back to 1 run, and that in the context of a semi-final is nothing. So Rosehill on the charge.
Ai. Toro tika ana te pōro, rere whaka te tika atu ki waho o te whira. Good straight hit.
Coach for Rosehill out there, Tunisia Anderson, doing a great job with her athletes, giving her bodies in motion on the bases,
Ai.
which, as we've already alluded to, gives the coaches plenty of options when it comes to making decisions. Skylar it is now, up to bat. Watches that pitch go past for a strike. 2 outs, and these 2 runs, let's not forget, in this innings have come after 2 consecutive strikeouts. So 2 strikeouts followed up by 2 runs. This one high in the zone, swung at by Skylar. She's already had a bat, and she seems to have a liking for swinging at the pitch high up in the zone.
Ai. Tautoko e tai ana koe te kite, you can see.
There we go, that one probably a little bit high. She's tall, Skylar very tall, that's quite a wide zone as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a runner at 1. Rosehill don't look like they're finished yet. We'll find out. Takes the speed off that one and strikes out Skylar. Absolutely fantastic pitch and a great comeback for the 3rd out here in the 3rd innings. Well, a very exciting ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rosehill cut the lead back to only 1 run. Whitby 3, Rosehill 2. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
Kia ora.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for the slight delay there. I was just having a little bit of a chuckle. We've just been handed a note. It's an urgent note. I'll read it out to you. It says, best house at Hatapolda.
Oh, please don't read it out.
Tāwhiri Mātia.
Please don't read it out.
Manu, I'm sure you've got something to say about that.
Just dreamers.
There we go. Back into the ball game. It is number 16. Number 15. 16. Skylar for Whitby. Sorry. Dakota Simon's up to bat. I should have recognised it from that neon pink helmet. Here we go. This ball game has gotten amazingly close once again. It'll be up to see if Whitby trying to, I wouldn't say cling on, but we've got timed ball games, Manu, at an hour and a half. So there's around about 25 minutes to go. So be interesting.
Aye.
Dakota swings hard. I want to say Dakota's about 13. I'm sorry if I'm wrong to the Simons family, but I think she's about 13. So very young player, very talented, obviously, but very young player once again. We've seen a few of those.
Aye.
I've already highlighted the young lady on the bench for Whitby. Rosehill will be looking to get Whitby out of the innings here with no damage to the scoreboard.
Mārika ia ai. E te iwi koutou e mātaki ana i ki te kāinga, ki hea rane. Pirangi au, hehi ana au te kōrero mō ngā piropiro mō ngā kare aroto e huri noa i tēnei o ngā whira. Just talking about the atmosphere here. Gary, he hau whakaaro, what do you think?
Well, you know, we're not hugely inundated with people, but the atmosphere here is just one of those softball afternoons. Beautiful day. We've got people in both grandstands enjoying their whānau playing out on the diamond. It is a wonderful sight, and you will find, because we're in a weekday, tomorrow on finals day, she'll be all on. There'll be people everywhere. So long as we've got that weather, it'll hold. I don't see why not, because I'm into my third tournament this year, I think, at Fraser Park, and be nothing but beautiful weather all the way through.
Ka pai.
Here's a hit down the first base line. It's first base that fields it. Steps on the plate for the first out here in the fourth innings. Dakota Simons becomes the first out. She'll be replaced by number 14, Ali Kay. We talked about it before, Manu. You mentioned it, that Whitby had the on-edge faces, the game faces, I called it. I think Rosehill looking a little bit on edge out there now that they've come back in this ball game. This one's hit hard down the third base line. See a continuation of the aggressive swings the Whitby batters are employing to attack the pitching.
Tika. Well, ko te toru ki te rua, Whitby 3, Rosehill rua. Ko te pirangi tā Whitby kia kimihia he tūranga. Just saying, Whitby are looking for a convincing play.
Yes, absolutely. They've got to get a body in motion. At this time of the ball game with a one-run lead, I mean, let's not forget they are still the team leading the ball game. You would call it, with this close to time being called, maybe what you might call a consolation run. I'll definitely be looking for that. Just something to put that little bit of a gap between them and Rosehill. Because really, as we saw when Trinity came up and hit that in the diamond home run, a one-run lead can be erased with one swing of the bat.
I'm actually still thinking about that run.
Yeah.
Fast, eh?
Yeah, she was extremely quick around the diamond. I'd hate to put the clock on it, but she's probably somewhere around 11 seconds, which is pretty fast. Both pitchers have done a great job for their teams. At this stage of the ball game, we're coming up to an hour and a quarter into it, and with the scoreline at only 3-2, really does speak to the quality of both teams who are playing this major semi-final. And let's not forget, it's for the right to go to the grand final. Nice work by Skylar out there for the strikeout and the third out here in the innings. And it is no run added to the score by Whitby. They continue to lead by 3-2 over Rosehill. We'll find out what Rosehill could do when they come back in just a minute.
Kia mau tonu mai e te iwi.
Just what they wanted.
Te ana koe mō tātai wa haerenga.
Learn pūrākau. Explore te tai ao.
Hai mai!
Tūhura ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, where we are now getting towards the end. We won't say the seventh innings because it's a timed ball game between Whitby and Rosehill. Hour and a half they're given to put their case out on the diamond for this major semi-final. And the case they're looking to win, well, it's to go to the grand final. And the losing team stays in the tournament, and they will be ready and willing as we see a high fly ball down the third base foul line to take on the winner of the other semi-final to decide who will be then the two grand finalists.
Hai ka tika hoki koutou ki te kāinga, koutou ki hea rānei, mihi ana, nau mai ki tēnei o ngā whiringa whaiti, anei Bella Coxon. Te kai epa.
Yep, she's done a fine job out there for her team, has Bella.
Hai.
And it is Acadia.
Acadia.
Nathan Kaiho up to bat for Rosehill. Swings hard, fouls one back. They're coming from all directions. But it makes it up to the net. And looks like it's going to stay up there. So we'll call net 1, game of softball 0. There it is, as you can see on our pictures.
Yeah, koutou whānau ki te kāinga. From
Pretty.
here, from the commentary box, you actually couldn't see it coming back down.
Yeah. Sometimes when you see those ones go over the net, you start waiting for it to land on the roof of the commentary box, which they have done. As another fine job by Bella Coxon. Strikes out Nathan Kaiho for a first out in the innings. She heads back to the dugout to be replaced by number 6, Maya Lemon. You can see the importance to both coaches as neither coach has looked to bring in pinch hitters and replacement pitchers. They've obviously thrown the dice with the 9s they've chosen for the game. You might see a pinch hitter come in if one or the other team had... oh, and there's the other sport going on at the moment. Cornhole. Bit of a picnic favourite at our place. That's not the important game going on though. Here it is right here. The major semi-final. There's that tram line right down the outside of that plate. That is a nice pitch.
Ai, kaha tonu ngā mahi o Bella. still going hard. Ka pai, good to see.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th innings. Here we go, there's another strikeout. Five Ks in the ball game for Bella. There's the final pitch. Beautiful line right down that outside tram line, just a little bit up in the zone. And you see the batter swinging underneath that pitch. Ainsley Kairua, it is up to bat now for Rosehill. We are in the bottom of the innings. So if we do complete the top of the next innings, the game will finish at the bottom of the next innings. Still plenty of time to for that to happen. Rosehill will definitely be hoping that they get to have another shot at it if they can't score a run right here. You can see just how much influence the catcher's having out there. She wanted a pitch off the plate. She got a pitch off the plate. So she is definitely calling. The game management from Sapphira out there, very, very good.
Ka pai.
This one's hit straight back to the pitcher. Fires it across the first base for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 4th innings. And they head back to the dugout. It is Whitby that continue to lead this ball game by 3 runs to 2 over Rosehill. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
Kia ora. E te ti, e te tānau mai, hoki mai ki tēnei o ngā whiringa whaiti, ko Whitby, ko Rosehill, e te iwi koutou e whakarongo mai ana. Kia ora. Kia ora, Gary.
Kia ora. There we go, it's Rosehill, 1 run down. We're very near the end of this ball game, so they're going to have to get in and out of this innings pretty quickly. We're in the top of the 5th. And they're going to need 3 quick outs. We see a hit. This time it's Whitby. Fires it across the diamond. Well fielded out there at 3rd base for the 1st out. That is exactly what they wanted. That was Ella Smith's leadoff hitter for Whitby. She'll be replaced by the pitcher, number 1, Bella Coxon. Number 1 on the diamond, number 1 on a shirt.
Aye.
Here we go. There's the big number 1. Done a fine job for her team as pitcher. Out there to do it now as batter. She's going to need to try and take the pitcher into a deep count or get herself on base.
Aye.
I don't know what the rule is around it, Manu. Whether if they start the innings, the whole innings has got to be played, That, I'm assuming, is what's going to happen. But it is Rosehill who will need to get Whitby out of this inning without impacting the scoreboard.
Aye.
Hits one hard, straight up the middle.
Tawhiti ke atu.
And the outfielders are standing very shallow. But a fine piece of hitting by Bella Coxon standing up there at first base. Straight up the middle. No chance of an out at one. That's a fine piece of softball right there, Manu. Sapphira Schultz, the catcher for Whitby, up to bat now. Swings hard at the first pitch for a strike. Both dugouts have been pretty lively in their support of their batters. See a bit of noise coming through our ambient microphone.
Oh.
No balls, 2 strikes on the batter. It is Sapphira Schultz. She's hit one hard out to shortstop. Eats that up, takes the lead runner out, which is exactly what they needed to do. Schultz safe at 1. The lead runner, Bella Coxon, heading to 2, is the second out. Heads back to the dugout. 2 down rule on the catcher. She'll be replaced by probably Ella Smits, I would think, because you can't replace it with the pitcher. She's also subject to the 2 out rule. Number 5, Ella Smits it is. This one's hit, and it's second base that gets it. And there's exactly what Rosehill were looking for. Georgia Keel becomes the 3rd out here in the inning. And the top of the 5th, with no impact on the scoreboard, see both teams go to their dugouts, with Whitby leading by 3-2 over Rosehill College. Another opportunity for Rosehill to impact the scoreboard. We'll see what happens when we come back in just a minute.
Kia ora.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark here in Hutt Valley. Sorensen Field, we're on Diamond 1 action here at the 2025 National Secondary School Softball Tournament. It is major semi-final time. We've got Rosehill College out there taking on Whitby Collegiate. We are into the 5th innings, and it is Whitby Collegiate who cling to a narrow lead over Rosehill by 3-2. And this ball game has been everything we thought it would be, of a major semi-final with only 1 run separating these 2 teams. Just a quick reminder, we are on a timed game, so that means 1 hour and a half only for this ball game, and we are coming up to that mark right now. We are in the bottom of the 5th innings, which means it is possible that this is the last roll of the dice for Rosehill to get back on even terms with Whitby. Chelsea Tapuni up to bat. She'll be followed by Azalea Pohiri. And then it is that batter, Trinity Waiwiri Toka,
Aye.
who lit up the diamond 2 innings ago by hitting one all the way out to the fence and then scorching around the diamond for an in-diamond home run. What would she give to do that again and to have a runner on base? We don't want to predict things, but we are in a sport where anything can happen.
Aye.
It's not over till the last pitch is thrown.
Tika tautoko.
And Bella Coxon has thrown an extremely good ball game out there for her team. She's definitely not going to make it easy for them.
Ai, ko tā te rere o te pōro o te poiuka, me ki he tere, fast.
Backed up by an efficient infield. Whitby have been very impressive throughout in this one. They have led since the second innings, even though it is Rosehill who came back strongly in reply with 2 runs of their own in the third innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chelsea Tapuni. There we go, and Bella Coxon gets the job done again. She's racking up the strikeouts in this ball game. 1 down here now in the 5th inning, bottom of the 5. It is Azalea Pōhiri up to bat.
Zelia Pāhiri.
Pāhiri, thank you very much for that. Bella Coxon, let's just underline her quality. 64 batters faced before this game. 14 innings pitched. Earned runs only 5 for an ERA of 2.39.
Oh, taia.
That
Ka
is
mau te
very
wehi.
good, very good.
Whew.
Skylar Breeze-Joyce, who came into this game having faced slightly fewer batters, 57. 14 innings pitched and only 1 run given up. So Whitby have earned their runs against a very good pitcher. Her ERA, 0.5. So that is quality from both teams' pitchers. And if Trinity Waiwiri Toka hasn't had enough to do out there as catcher and as one of their top batters, she's also a pitcher. She's faced 23 batters herself. There's a nice catch out there in the right field by Dakota Simons. And that is 2 down now. We head to the top of the order. It is Trinity Waiwiri Toka who comes up to bat. We've just let you know that it was her that hit the in-the-diamond home run in the 3rd innings. Wow, this could be their last shout out in the ball game. Hits one hard, shortstop eats it up. She's very quick, and she is safe. And it is Rosehill that live and breathe out there. That's we talked about how quick she was when she hit the home run. Well, she needed all the experiences. She hit that straight to shortstop. Here comes the throw, and how close was that? That ball was only about a foot outside the glove when her foot touched the base.
Awau, koutou e mātaki ana, ko Trinity tēnā I runga I te papatuatahi. A position that they should be happy to be in.
Sienna Duffy, it is up to bat now. She hit a triple of her own in her previous at bat. Back in that 3rd innings as well. So she is also capable of moving the ball. And with only 1 run in it, They'll want to get Trinity over to second base as soon as they can. This time it's going over the second base, onto the grass. Trinity rounds 2, she's going to 3. And she has been called out at 3
yeah.
on the tag. That is a fine piece of play by Whitby, who did not panic on that one at all. As we see the slow motion. And that ball has been popped over the second base, and it is Dakota Simons who comes screaming in, one-hands the ball, and then fires it over to 3. It's pinpoint accurate, and that is a fine piece of softball by Whitby to complete that play. And that is going to do it here, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed Whitby that are going to win this semi-final by 3 runs to 2 over Rosehill, as we see the semi-final decided on this play right here. And you would have to say that is as close to a bang-bang play as you can get. Very exciting ball game, Manu. How did you see it in the end?
Hikaka te ngākau, hikaka ana te piro e te whānau. Koutou e mātakitake ana me whakanui a Katika Whitby Collegiate a Rosehill anō hoki.
Absolutely, and that was a fantastic semi-final. Just a taste of things to come here on Diamond 1. We've got more action coming, so don't go anywhere. But for this one, it's Whitby that goes through to the grand final. They may still get another crack at Rosehill, who will play the winner of the next semi-final. We are yet to know who that's going to be. But congratulations, Whitby, and they are the grand finalists.
Ai, Katika.
I'll leave Manu to have the last word on this ball game with us. And for Gary Rohi and the rest of the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting team, we'll say ka kite and Manu, over to you.
Ai, tēnā koutou katoa e te si e te tā, i mua i te ho Māori mā tāmua te mihi ki ngā kai tautoko o te kaupapa nei, tuatahi mihi ana kia whakaata Māori mō te whakarite i tēnei pāpāhotanga. Ka mutu pēr te tautoko o Bailey's Real Estate, Caltex, New Zealand Carbon Farming, rātou ko Apollo Projects, nā rātou I kaha tautoko kia āhei tātou te hono I te kaupapa, kia koutou katoa ki te kāinga. Mā tāmua anō hoki ngā mihi ki te taurāwhiri te reo Māori mō te whakapitongoi ki te tautoko I te kōrero hākinakina nei, me te whakawhanaketanga o te reo Māori, he te iwi, he te tā, tēnā koutou katoa.